Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim 25, and welcome back to our Survival 4X Take Over the Map Challenge, where I'm joined by my trusty companion, Shadow, and we are here on a foggy morning here in September, and yeah, we got our work cut out for us today. We got to plant our barley field. So, with that being said, I may have done some things off camera so that you guys didn't have. We've got some surprises. So, with that being said, Shadow, you look hungry, boy. Let's get you something to eat. There you go, buddy. He's so excited he took off. Now he's going to teleport on top of the house. Maybe. Or he'll just disappear. Oh, there he is. Had to run all the way around the house. He's such a silly dog. But he's such a good boy. Alright. Now that the obligatory companionship is over, off in the distance you may see something different, and that is our tractor and our silos. So let's head over there and see what we're up to. Actually, I'm just going to run across field. We don't do this enough. I teleport all the time. Look how nice this fog looks, though. Can we just talk about this? Like, it's real foggy. But we got thick fog for the next 5 hours apparently. Yeah, it's gonna be a foggy day apparently. Real humid here in the early fall, late summer, early fall. But yeah, we're gonna get out here and we're going to show you guys something special, and that is that wow, we got a lot of moisture on these fields. Good Lord, wonder if the fog has something to do with that. I haven't watered them. I haven't watered the fields at all. But anyway, look at this setup, y'all. I didn't know this was possible. I'll be real honest. I was looking in the market for seeders, and then I realized that our seeder. First of all, we don't have enough money. We were like just short to be able to buy a new seeder. Because I want a direct drill. I don't want to have to cultivate the field every year. So I like direct drills if I'm going to get a seeder. And yeah, these are direct drills. And as you can remember, this was our original direct drill, and we've gotten good use out of it. But it's relatively cheap, and it has an option to have these side extenders. I had no idea this was a thing, but I love it. And I honestly don't know if this is going to work out as well as I hope, but if this works out the way I think it will, in theory, we can plant this field 3 times as fast, which is awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and fire up the old tractor, jump into the field. I've already set it up for a like a 15.6 kilometer or 15.6 kilometer 15.6 meter working width, so we should be good on that front. But yeah, the main thing you got to remember when you're dealing with this is make sure all of your seeders are set to the same crop type, which I already went ahead and did. But yeah, if you screw this up, you can absolutely end up planting multiple crops at the same time if you're not careful. But we're going to try to do this. I have no idea if this is going to work out or not. It could be a disaster. But as you can see, everything seems to be working. Alright, so we want to go ahead and lower this seeder, and lower this seeder. And from here, we should be good to go. As you can see, it's working. It's actually working. Alright, but then we got to pick all of them up. Alright. It's going to take a little getting used to. For sure. And it's definitely going to look a little funky. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It is a cheap alternative. to buying an expensive modern seed drill. But it is definitely, there are easier ways to do this. Because every time I have to stop, it takes a little bit longer. But again, we're doing this 3 times as fast. So even if it does take a little bit longer, it's still faster. Like, to me, this is just something I'd never expected. Like, I did not expect this to work. And we'll swing her around. And then we set her down. And we go. It's definitely going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it also is definitely a lot for this old tractor. I mean, it's totally doing it. But we might actually try... If I disconnect that one, let's try swapping out for the bigger tractor. It's got more horsepower. It might be able to pull this a little bit easier. In theory, we've got plenty of horsepower, but clearly we're struggling a little bit going up the hill. So if we can just go over here and grab the bigger tractor, we might be able to do it a lot easier. Go ahead and pull up here, back her up. All right, Traction King, it's your turn. All right, let's get this thing over there. Time for the big boy. So, generally speaking, anytime you add a new implement onto your tractor, you're adding the same amount of horsepower taken away that it would normally take. So, this is 60 horsepower, 60 horsepower, and 60 horsepower. That's 180 horsepower. We have 225 horsepower. But you also got to take into consideration the weight added. And the weight plus the horsepower requirements plus going uphill seems to be a little bit more than that little tractor can handle. So, hopefully we'll be okay here. Alright, so we will set this thing up for the 15.6. And 2 headlands. Now the reason we choose 15.6 is because each one of these has a 5.2 meter working width. I suppose I could just turn and not have to worry about turning it on and off. Like, that is something we could do. As long as we got all three of them in line when we get to the spot that we're supposed to, then everything should work out just fine. Also, it appears that we're going to have to go back into manual mode. You can tell we're actually putting some work into our tractors, because this is something I've never had to do at any Farm Sim series before, is to actually force myself into manual. Come on, hurry up and save. Dude, the first save is always the longest. Okay. So if we go into general settings, we should be able to go down here and change our gear shift into manual. And then we should be good to go. Alright. The reason I picked it up this time is because our next down and back is actually quite a bit further up ahead. But you can see this is a lot of work for these tractors. That's for sure. Alright, so our next... Probably need to get a little bit further out and then turn back. Because we got to make sure we have all three of them in line before the marker. Like, if it starts before the marker, that's fine. We just can't have it start after the marker. There we go. All three of them in line. And again, even if they don't start at the right, or all at the same time, being able to start them at the marker is all that matters. As long as they're all running at the marker, we're good. But yeah, this is much quicker already. And, if you remember, we had to fill up 3 times. So in theory, we should be able to do almost this entire field without having to stop. In theory. Now, it does slow us down a little bit going up hills. So, maybe not quite 3 times as fast as we normally would. Because these things can seed at like 12 miles an hour. But our tractor is struggling a little bit in second gear to gain speed. Yeah. Again, it's a lot of weight to pull back there. Plus the horsepower requirement. We got over 300 horsepower on this tractor, and we only need 180 of it to pull the implements. But the problem is the weight going uphill. That's slowing us down a little bit. But I am very happy that this is working. Something I've never done before, something I wanted to try out. We didn't have the money for a new seed drill, so I thought that this would be a cool like substitute. And yeah, I think it's working. We're going half the speed we normally would, but we've got 3 times the working width. Alright, we'll swing this sucker around. All 3 of them are going. Now, is this a long-term viable solution? No. This is actually just a short-term solution to get things done a little bit faster. These things are so cheap. Like, as far as seed drills go, I think they were like $6,000 a piece. So we've basically spent nothing in order to upgrade our ability to seed much faster. So I'm pretty happy with this. You guys will have to let me know if you like this solution or not. Like I said, it's a short-term solution. Once we have enough money, we can buy a modern seed drill with a better working width, and then we'll be able to go faster and deal with everything. But as far as what we got to do to get by, make things a little bit easier on ourselves, I think this is absolutely a beautiful solution. Look at this. Now this is old school farming at its finest, baby. Listen to that engine roar. It's definitely a slower pace, but I mean, just look at how much of the field we've already got done. That tells you how fast we're going in terms of overall progress, despite it being slower. Crap. Alright. Which one is it? We need to go back just a little further. I picked up the wrong... There we go. Again, takes a little getting used to having to hit so many buttons each pass, but it is working, though it is hurting my frame rate a little bit. Apparently this is not what the computer likes. But at this point, I don't care if the computer likes it or not. It's working. And it's a beautiful sight. Alright, coming up to the end of this row. Down into first. Again, I know it doesn't look like a hill until you get down to ground level, but I mean, we're literally pulling uphill all the way up this field. And our gearing is just a touch out of where it needs to be in order to allow it to happen. But overall, I'm happy with it. It's a great little temporary solution, an ingenious solution to a, you know, time-consuming problem. But definitely a cool one, that's for sure. Like, who would have thunk it? I mean, look at that. I didn't even know this was possible. Like, I've heard about this in real life where they would hook multiples up, but I've never seen it done in Farm Sim before. And to have the case seeder that we've been using have the ability to have those side mounts. I mean, in theory, you could add even more. Like, each one of these has the capability of having those side mounts. So, in theory, this could scale up if you had the horsepower to pull it. But, man, that would get crazy. Like, 3 is already tough to, like, work with. I know we're struggling with the frame rate right now. But I figured this would be one of those episodes where we don't even time-lapse. We just take it as it is. Let you guys see the work in real time. Alright. Spin her around. Alright. Drop that one. Drop that one. Drop that one. And down the hill we go. This is an unexpected surprise, but one that I definitely am taking quite a bit of pride in. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this is beautiful. But yeah, with our current tractors, I don't think we could do more than 3. Like, I'm in first gear, well, I'm in second gear going down the hill, but I'm in first gear going up the hill, and we are struggling to pull these things. With 300 horsepower. And you don't have to worry about the little squiggly marks or anything like that. We clean those up during the headlands passes. The only downside about this is because of precision farming, we've got the entire left side of the screen filled up with information that we don't care to see. So that's why I keep going into hiding the HUD. I almost wonder if it wouldn't be faster if we just each lap went all the way back to the top of the field and then drove down the field, because we can do the downs at full speed at 12 miles an hour, but we can only do the ups at 6 miles an hour. So I don't know if it's faster to drive all the way to the front or all the way to the top and then drive down, or if it's faster to end up driving 6 miles an hour up the hill. You know, would you really save that much time? Because every single time that you do a pass, you would have to drive back to the top of the hill. And I don't know if that would actually equate to having a faster time overall. Just something we could consider. But again, I don't plan on this being a thing for too long. This was just a temporary solution for our financial situation. I didn't want to take out a loan for a new seeder. I've been taking out too many loans during this series, and one of them was the massive loan for our ginormous grain silo complex over there. So, yeah, we're going to hold off on taking any more loans for a little while anyway. Should be about to the end of our row. All right. There we go. And since we're going downhill, we should be able to hit second. Beautiful. I do apologize for the frame rate drop. Again, running a 4X map with over 1,000 mods. We're up to 1,001 mods, by the way. But over 1,000 mods of 4X map. I feel like I'm doing pretty good for the computer and recording in 4K on ultra settings. Look how nice that hillside looks though, now that we've cleaned it up a bit. No more nasty brush. You can see where the brush starts. Oops. Downshift. We are getting a little low on fertilizer. We'll have to keep that in mind. Now, in theory, they would run out at the same time, so we should be okay. But I'm pretty sure we are going to have to go back and fill up one more time, which will be a whole thing in and of its own, because then I have to disengage these things, take them back, and try to fill them up. I might get away with being able to fill them up, but we'll see. I ain't gonna lie though, this has been great. Who'd have thunk that we'd have been able to get this much of the field done this quickly? But yeah, we will definitely have to go fill up after this. Perfect. All right, now that we're on the front one, I should be able to, whoops, my bad, pull these in. Out of transport mode. I don't know how well this is going to work when it comes to filling them up, but we're about to find out. Might be simpler to just unhook them. There we go. Take each one of these in here. We got our fertilizer. Our seeds. Okay. Drop that there. Oh. Turns out, manual gearbox is still a thing. It's alright though. We got this. Alright, so we'll put this one on this side. Alright. Now this one can go on this side. And now I have to somehow manage to get these hooked up again. Well, that wasn't so hard. Alright, we'll get these back over to the field and we'll finish this up. It was actually kind of painless. So yeah, this is only a 4-speed gearbox. So that's kind of unfortunate. Otherwise, we'd be able to have a little bit closer gear pattern. We might be able to get a little bit more done. Let's go ahead and get our widths again. Oops. There we go. We've got to reset up our thing. 15.6. Two headlands. Each of them are still on barley, right? Okay. Just double checking everything before we get started, because again, it would be real easy to screw this up. We'll get on down here. Go ahead and set that one down, set that one down, set that one down, and go with it. But I think we got like maybe one more down and back, and then the rest should be headlands. Can't see anything. There we go. Down into first. Frontier farming at its absolute purest. Just making do with what you got. May not always be able to afford the biggest and the best yet, but we will get by, one way or another. And at the end of the day, what more can you ask out of somebody? Slightly worried that there might be another small like down and back right here on the edge, but I think it'll be just the headlands. We ought to be coming up to the end of this one, so we'll find out soon enough. All right. Yep, it's all headlands. Perfect. Get this thing turned around. Honestly, the turning is what I thought would be hard, but it's so articulated that it works perfectly. It's almost like it was made for this. Alright, let's go ahead and put that one down, that one down, that one down. And we'll get this party started. Get this headlands knocked out. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how quickly this went. And this is all we had to do today, too. This is the one thing. That's why I figured that this would be good for a singular episode where I didn't have to like time lapse anything. We could just watch in real time. And this definitely went quicker than if we would have done it, because we had to. You got to remember, when we just did one, we had to run back and forth 3 different times to fill up. This time we only had to go over there once. This is where it could get ugly. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pick that up. And then we'll take a big loop. That way we come in at a straighter angle. So it does have some drawbacks, obviously. But overall, I'd say that its drawbacks have been outweighed by its advantage. Now, we are wasting a little bit of fertilizer here, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. A little bit of extra overhead. But I think with this setup, we definitely needed the 2 headlands, so going with 1 headlands probably wouldn't have worked out so well. Come on, tractor, pull. There you go. This goes to show how hilly this is, too. Alright, should be coming up to the end. Alright, pick it up, and pick it up. We'll do a little bit of a loop, come back around. That's a little bit too tight of a loop, actually. Kind of need to come around a little bit further away. There we go. Beautiful. And then we are going to have to drop it down into first. We should be good all the way up the hill. Like I said, the biggest downside is that we end up wasting a little bit of fertilizer here because we're running over areas that we've already planted and fertilized. And unfortunately, unlike the seeding, where it doesn't put any more seeds out, it still puts out fertilizer anytime that it's moving. So we are just kind of wasting fertilizer. But if that's the worst thing that's going to happen to us, I think we'll be okay. I just thought that this would be a unique episode. See us out here trying something completely different that I've never seen anybody else do. Usually everybody jumps for the biggest and best equipment and stuff as quickly as possible. And I'm no exception normally. But this playthrough has been a little different. And if you guys are still enjoying the playthrough, please let me know. I know I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I've been recording usually multiple episodes a day and then scheduling them for release, keeping up with a episode a day time schedule, which is something I've never done for Farm Sim before, but I appreciate you guys hanging out and keeping up with the series. This series has had a very steady group of people watching, usually 400 to 500 within the first 24 to 48 hours, which is fantastic. And then some of the episodes have gotten more than that, so I just want to say thank you. And if you guys are new to the series or new to the channel and you're loving the series, make sure you guys punch that like button, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free, doesn't cost you a thing. If you want to become a member, I've got it set at the cheapest price possible, which is 99 cents a month. And you guys get early access to all my videos, which means that when I do upload these videos early, which most of my Farm Sim videos have been going up early, then you guys can watch the next episode right away. Again, you never have to purchase anything if you don't want to. There's no reason to. It will all come out eventually, but it does give you early access to videos. All right. Boop, boop, boop. On to the next one. Alright, let's get to the top of the hill. Right. Off we go. I just like looking at it with the HUD off. Looks so good. Let's see if this will follow through. Not perfectly. It's close. Yeah, I don't think. Whoops. Missing one area is probably not the end of the world. One little chunk. As long as we get the majority of the field. And then this year I'm going to try to do a better job of keeping up with the water on the field. Make sure that we are not withering, ideally. Uh-oh. Unforeseen circumstances. Come on, just pull. Please pull. You got this? Oh no, now the tire's stuck in there. Alright. Minor hiccup. But I think we're far enough away now. Just had to yank it. There we go. Get her down into first. So, final thoughts on this thing. I think that in a pinch, this is nice, but I wouldn't want to use it all the time. So again, temporary solution. Thought it'd be a fun episode to try it out. And then after this year's harvest, we should be able to get a better planter or better seeder for next year. Like I said, we were just a little short for the ones that I want. Because I want seed drills. I don't want to have to cultivate. Because that just wastes more time, right? So being able to direct drill straight into the soil is a big time saver. Plus, we're limited on what our horsepower is as well. Not only are we limited on money, but we're limited on how much horsepower we currently have. So we got to keep that in mind while we're planning ahead. Because I think at this point, the next upgrade that we get in terms of tractors is going to start to be real expensive. I don't think there's any way to get around that. I think pretty much from here on, all the upgrades to tractors are pretty expensive. And then as far as equipment and stuff, same thing goes there. Like, we're getting into that area where everything's going to become expensive. And then eventually we just start buying multiples of everything so that we get the work done a little bit faster. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think this turned out beautifully. I know it's a bit of a longer episode. Again, didn't want to time-lapse this episode or anything. I thought that it would be cool to just sit here and you guys could see me do it in real time. See how I'm feeling in the moment. And honestly, I don't think it was that bad. I didn't expect it to work as well as it has. So I can't complain. I just got to keep remembering to reset my my implement back to, or the active implement to the front one so that I can easily disengage and engage everything. Alright. We got to get a big sweeping turn here. Don't want to get stuck in the woods. But we're almost done, guys. So yeah, it's not perfect. It has left a couple little spots on the corners. But overall, it's done a fantastic job. I can't complain. Finish off by hitting this last area. Like I said, it just left a couple of small spots, so it's not too crazy. Oops, still in second. Thought we'd already downshifted. My bad. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We have officially planted our field. And everything worked out absolutely beautifully. I don't want to drive on my freshly planted field, so we're going to go around these trees. Work our way down to the road and back up around the other side. Honestly, I might just hit that on my way by. Only take a second. Whoop. So much for not driving on my freshly planted field, huh? There we go. Alright. Now we've got it in the bag, y'all. We'll take these back over to the house, set them down, probably leave them all hooked up for the time being, because they probably will be getting sold off very soon. We'll unload them, of course, keep our seed and fertilizer. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this little contraption. Like I said, in theory, it is even more expandable than this. Like, you could potentially have 5 of these, 7 of them. Like, you could keep going. If you had the horsepower to pull it, or the PC to make sure that it doesn't melt. you might melt your PC if you're on a 4X map trying to pull 7 or more of these. Alright. But for now, I think we set these right here. Disconnect. Go park up our tractor. Oh yeah, I forgot. We kind of... yeah, we're good. Plenty of room. Like a glove. Let's go ahead and save real quick, because I just realized we hadn't saved in a while. Would have been catastrophic if we'd have had a crash. What am I doing? Oh, changing back to an automatic gearbox. Beautiful. And with that, I think that's all we had for this episode. Let me double check our productions, make sure everything is good. What am I doing? Productions. There we go. Fermenting silos. We are out of grass in the one, so we should probably turn that off, so to save us a little bit of money. Our raspberry gardens are doing just fine. We don't have to worry about them. Water is doing just fine, so we can actually sell off the water. So that's going to make us a little bit of money. But yeah, that's it for today. The next episode, we should have our last cut of the year, as well as selling off our barley and straw. So pretty happy with that. The one thing I didn't check was when straw actually sells, because I know that the barley sells in December. I already checked that. But straw, when does straw sell? Straw also sells in December. Perfect. So we'll be selling both of those off in the next episode as well. And so yeah, we've got our final cut of the year on our grass, and yeah, we should make a decent chunk of money. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like what I'm doing, punch a like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.